getting answers. This is CBS 13 News, always streaming on CBS News Sacramento.
A Natoma's mom says the cemetery moved her daughter's grave and never bothered to tell her.
I told her, look, lady, I've been coming to the cemetery almost 20 years visiting my daughter. I know exactly where she should be, and she's not where she's always been.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Marley Ginter.
And I'm Kurtis Ming. Tonight, this mother knows exactly what she wants from the cemetery. After all, she says it feels like her daughter was just taken from her all over again.
I mean, it's the worst thing that ever happened to me.
Halloween night 2008.
I can't even deal with Halloween anymore.
A drunk driver swerved off the road in West Sacramento, killing 17-year-old Jessica Ferrari. The River City High senior was buried at Sacramento's St. Mary's Catholic Cemetery. When you buried your daughter 16 years ago, you thought that was going to be her final resting place.
Of course, yes. I thought that's where she was going to be. I watched my daughter being lowered in the ground.
For years, Sonia visited her daughter's grave weekly, centered right in front of this bench. The visits became more sporadic on anniversaries and drop-ins. During a September drop-in, something was very different.
And then as soon as I got out the car, I saw, because she used to be placed directly in the center of that bench, and now she's way over to the left.
This green marker shows a man who died in April is freshly buried there.
His marker is right exactly where my daughter's used to be.
She says a staffer in the office denied it.
And then the lady giggled and said, "We don't do that here. That's crazy. We don't do that."
What went through your mind when that's how she responded?
Oh, I got so mad, because it's like, how are you going to tell me that when you obviously did?
Did you guys move her whole body?
And I told her, well, I want to know, did you move her body? Did you move just the headstone? Like, what exactly got moved? I want to know. And she was just saying that they don't do that. They would never do that.
Have you heard of cemeteries just moving graves?
Yes,
Why? Why would they do that?
because sometimes they've buried somebody in the wrong grave.
Death care expert Valerie Rose, who teaches for the funeral program at American River College, says sometimes mistakes are also made when measuring plots.
Ethically, a cemetery is going to always tell the family members what's happened. Regardless of what the outcome is, they're going to tell them, and in truth, they have to kind of give them the choice if that's going to happen or not.
Nobody told you.
Nobody.
How egregious is that?
Well, it's pretty egregious. It's incredibly unethical.
The Catholic Diocese of Sacramento owns the cemetery. Sonia says a staffer finally fessed up last week, saying the cemetery moved her daughter's grave over several inches to make room for the man who just died.
I said, if you guys mismeasured, you're finally finding that out 16 years later. You finally realized? And she said, well, the person just passed away. And she said, well, maybe they bought the plot before you did. And so we had to move her.
And she says they offered to polish her daughter's headstone.
I told her, and do you honestly think that that makes it better? Do you think it makes me feel any better? And she said, well, I can tell that nothing I say to you is going to make you feel better. And I said, you're absolutely right.
The cemetery CEO, Jerry Delcor, has apologized and tells me while the oversight was unintentional, we take full responsibility. And I'm working with my staff on procedures that will ensure that it's an error we won't make again. He adds that Jessica's grave was not relocated and did not leave the earth, nor was Jessica's casket or the vault that contains it opened. With the utmost care and dignity, Jessica's vault was shifted approximately 2 to 4 inches to create space for a decedent to be interred in the adjacent location. What if they did call you and tell you they had to do this?
I would have definitely wanted to be there while they did it. I would have been upset still. However, I would have understood. It wouldn't have been such a blow to just be so blindsided.
If you hadn't gone there and spotted it yourself, do you think you would ever know this happened?
No, I would have never known. I would have never known.
Well, the family now has an attorney. They spent the weekend thinking about what they want now and decided they don't trust their daughter at St. Mary's anymore. They want Jessica exhumed and cremated so they could hold on to her remains. And they want St. Mary's to cover the cost, refunding them for the plot, the headstone, and their daughter's casket.
Wow, Kurtis. I mean, I've had funerals that I've gone to, I'm sure many of you at home, and never would you think that something like this would happen. Does the man who is now buried next to her, does his family know?
You know, that was a question we specifically asked, because you have to wonder if they would have told them. We asked that question, and Jerry Delcourt did not answer that question.
Oh, wow. Well, I think some of us would want to know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kurtis.